But here's the ad break now. That's right. Danke. Okay, your German accent has to be one of your best. I don't know, man. I got haters in here saying that my fucking German accent isn't good. Hey, lol in your face. Thank you for the 8 gifted subs. SPD is winning in the German elections. That's very good.
Democrats, the kingmakers, where have they gotten their votes from?
Oh my God, this guy is a whole ass American, dude.
Some of which are
what the fuck? Why do they got an American ass dude? Hey, lol in your face with the 21 gift subs. Thank you.
FDP is offering in terms of their claims of their promises of digitalization, of more innovation in the marketplace, these kinds of things. So the youth are actually out in force at 22% with the FDP and following kind of in that order towards age, down to 70 plus just with 8%. And I think we can also see from the CDU, CSU, that's our party in black. Who supports them the most? Not really a surprise, tried and true. The older you get, the more conservative you tend to get. That's true in Germany, that's true in a lot of countries. The union relies on older voters, and Germany skews old. More people in Germany are old than they are young.
Like,
you can imagine.
My take on elections is that, like, the closer you are to America in proximity, the more interesting it gets. And unfortunately, Germany misses the cutoff. Like, that's why Canadian elections are fucking hilarious. That's why, like, UK elections are pretty funny too, but more serious still. And it's like, German elections are just like, I don't know what to laugh at. Like, you got some fucking Nazis in the AFD, but otherwise it's like even your conservative party would be considered like communist in America. You know what I mean? Angela Merkel would be considered a fucking commie in America. So like, I don't know how to cover it. Like, I mean, she's a neoliberal for sure, but like, the policies set in place in countries that are functioning social democracies like Germany are already so strong and so popular that your fucking conservative leader, we literally talk about here in America as though she is this like communist demon. People are making signs for protest when Merkel is Stalin. We're not a functioning social democracy. Dude. Kalbschnitzler, let me tell you something, okay? You have the privilege of thinking you are not a functioning social democracy, okay? You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Have you seen a second of American politics? Like, are you nuts, dude?
From my point of view, what I experienced today, there is big interest in today's election because when I was driving with my bicycle through Berlin,
so much more. It's so much better functioning than anything we have here in the United States.
Maybe more than 1 hour. Like 4 years ago, when I talked to voters, I cannot remember that someone stood like for more than 1 hour to wait and to vote.
1 year of brain rot. Let's go.
Also, especially the younger generation, they want to see a change. They say it's time for a change, especially when it comes to the climate issue. And I think that's why the interest when I look around here in Berlin was very big. And also to mention now, I think it's night and we cannot see.
Just because a country has a larger welfare state doesn't make it a social democracy. What?
But today was a really
what the fuck?
Day, and
a social democracy is still a capitalist country.
Let's vote and,
it's a capitalist country with literally robust social safety nets. That is what a social democracy is.
Here in Berlin, Jafar. But would you say that
and yes,
climate change was really
Germany is a social democracy.
You spoke to here in Berlin that they wanted
That's literally what that is.
Addressed by the next
what
government.
The fuck? People are saying social democracy equals welfare, lol.
Yes,
yeah, like that's social democracy means that you have strong social safety nets, labor power, trade union power, and like public housing, free healthcare, free college education. Like, yes, Germany is a social democracy. That's
today, and also it's about social justice. A lot of people talk about social justice, and I have also to mention I went to areas where you have.
It's still a market economy. It's still built around the principles of uplifting free market capital. Well, not free market capitalism, but like definitely market capitalism. But it has strong, supposedly, a counterforce within the government.
Deal with it. So totally different topics. But
now, Germany,
thanks to @Stormbro convenes for my sub-gift.
Of course, just like every other neoliberal European country, has plenty of issues.
Thanks so much for that update.
Plenty of issues with respect to like how robust their social safety nets are, because it's still a social democracy, it's still capitalist.
Let's take a listen to what the candidate for the Greens, Annalena Baerbock,
yes, the social democracy is different than democratic socialism. Democratic socialism is a step forward, is beyond a social democracy. Democratic socialism is a large umbrella of different types of socialists, different types of anti-capitalists that believe in changing our economic organization from a capitalist order to a socialist one where workers control the means of production. Anyway, here, let's watch this.
Well, we had a free hour from school and we thought we'd come along and find out what's going on. So these are school children who want us to shape the future together because it's our future, everyone's future. It was amazing.
Listening to the Greens Chancellor candidate there, let's bring in our correspondents who've been following the smaller parties. We have Simon Young with the Free Democrats, the FDP, and we also have, I think we have also Julia Sadelli with the Greens. Oh, we have a problem with the line, I hear, so we're going to try to bring them in a moment. But Melinda, if I can ask you, we were just hearing there about many Green voters here on the streets of Berlin saying very clearly they want to see a change in climate change. And we saw Annalena Baerbock in that candidates round earlier saying, yeah, this is exactly what this result shows. So where do we see the dissonance between the overall result and, yeah?
There are enormous tensions in Germany around this issue, as in many other countries as well. People who live in big cities, people who have great digital skills, who can work from their homes, they are absolutely the winners when it comes to modernization. And certainly the bicycle riding startup scene in Berlin, absolutely, they're all for transformation. If you live in the countryside, if you commute by car to work because there's no good public transportation in your area, if the schools your children go to don't have adequate digital options for the kids, you may be a lot more worried about what change will mean for you, because you may worry that you won't be able to afford to drive that car to work. You may be worried that your children are going to fall farther and farther behind because your school isn't up to snuff. For these voters, it may be very threatening when someone like Baerbock talks about a climate government and a climate-driven change policy. So she and others who want to see that kind of change have talked about the need for climate justice.
Social democracy is democratic socialism. The meaning of the first term just changed because mainstream stock-them parties in Europe converted to social liberalism. I see social democracy as a first and necessary step towards a transitional socialist governance. Okay?
But
that's what it is. Social liberalism. Redundant. No, social democracy in the way that it works in nearly every fucking country is an advocacy for a welfare state that seeks to control the free market capitalist commodity production. But that's it. It doesn't go beyond that. Maybe like worker control to a certain degree, but never full-blown worker control.
To be sure that they have those voters in mind as well.
The only good election in Germany today, it appears that 56.9% of the Berlin citizens voted to expropriate and socialize big housing companies, affecting around 250,000 apartments in Berlin, would be legal under German law. That's fucking wild, dude. That's what I'm saying. That's why I laugh whenever motherfuckers are like, functioning. Yeah, I don't think so. It's like, dude, are you insane, dude? That is like an absolute like maddening policy.
We've just been hearing there about how the Greens
that's like, that's not even, I can't even even comprehend such an incredible fucking piece of legislation ever even occurring in America. Like, you know what our fucking solution to the housing crisis is? Converting fucking ADUs, bro. Like, converting auxiliary dwelling units in California to fucking rental units so that people who own houses can now become landlords on top of that in their backyard. Like, that's our fucking, you know, immediate solution to the housing crisis here. So shut up. You don't know how good you have it, man.
That they still haven't been able to crack, how to try to reach out to other people. And in the past, they've been accused of being an elitist party, a party of bans that only wants to prohibit the use of combustion engine cars, stop people from eating meat. And it's a reputation that they've been trying to move away from, but they are clearly still struggling with that. They've tried.
Anyway, let's get back to the podcast.